Warning: the Chaotic Culture Podcast is a program for mature audiences. The language and content presented in this podcast is of a mature nature that some audiences may not find suitable. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Yeah. Embrace the culture, blaze the doja. Grab your loved ones and bring them closer. Extra, extra, read the poster. The KKP is taking over. Sleeping on me, better smell the Folgers. I've been razor sharp since the Motorola. Off for O, like the cover Oprah. Popping bottles, feet all in the sofa. It's a celebration, though the times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge. But it's a celebration, times is hard. It's raining blessings, give it up to God. Chaotic culture, the greatest pod. With Ked the Pro, the one in charge.
We're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. 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 Oh, we're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture. We're living in a chaotic culture.
All right. So, it's been a while since all of us have been, together and whatnot because we definitely took a quick little break here. But I'm hoping that everybody has had a productive couple of weeks and whatnot. We just had a conversation. We just wanted to update everybody. Of course, now by the time Friday rolls around, I would have had my second shot of Moderna. And it follows into Mother's Day, which means the day after Mother's Day is actually going to be my 30th birthday. So that's going to be fun. Let me get into that a little bit later. And let me just go ahead and start the show. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. If you joined us last week was the interview that I had with my homegirl Kana, aka K Renee. I hope you got a chance to listen to that episode. I hope you got a chance to look up her book close to you. Please be sure that you check it out on Amazon Kindle. That being said, we are back in the lab today. It's Sunday before Monday, so and of course a couple of us have work in the morning, and then some people are a little exhausted because they had a really fun weekend, which we're going to talk about in a second. But bear in mind with us, it's a late night on a Sunday. And I mean that it is what it is. Some of us worked this weekend as well, so it's just been, time. But we're gonna make sure that this episode is, we're gonna try to keep the energy up, yeah, and hopefully you all enjoying us. So once again, this is your boy, the host, Ked the Pro, aka the Calculated Millennial, aka the Cutlass Diamond, aka don't be pushing on my buttons and my cutlass unless you are cutting. Doing it big, you already know what it is. The 843 is me, doing it live, back in the 7-5. Been an interesting week thus far. Got a chance to catch up on some shows and whatnot. We'll get with that in just a minute. Of course, we are here once again with the squad. My boy Law, go ahead, tell them what it is.
What's going on, folks? Good morning. Back at it again, another week, Mr. Run It Up. We are excited for all the new ventures and activities that are coming up in this upcoming week. We got a big celebration coming up. Let's see. 8 days and counting. A little less than that, you know what I'm saying? And then I got a couple more celebrations after that. We're going up for Mother's Day.
Yep.
Good to see y'all. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. And once again, we have the lovely Miss Nasa here, back from a trip to Atlanta. So she's a little exhausted, but
ATL, ho.
we go like whatever energy that she can give us. Of course, we hope that she can provide it. So Nasa, go ahead and introduce yourself, ma'am.
How are y'all doing, y'all? Yes, I'm very exhausted, but y'all already know it's your girl Nasa, aka Tony Noir, the female Picasso. GVGBO, and welcome to the station. Y'all already know it is good. Let's get started. There's been a lot, what's been going on, y'all?
I mean,
It's on the 411.
Same old,
Same
old.
old.
Work,
Same old,
sleep, eat.
Okay.
repeat.
back to work.
Repeat.
Yep, it's been that kind of last couple of weeks. You know, I got a chance to go to Charleston. Got a chance to see my mom, my grandparents. My grandma had surgery for cataracts, so you know that was that. But my grandfather, despite the fact that he can't like walk on his own anymore, it seems that before the incident with his mom happened, it seems like he's back to somewhat normal. Like he's talking with strength and having full-blown conversations with everybody now. So I'm like, okay, that's good. And his memory isn't too, you know, jaded or anything like that. It looked like he might have went boxing for a little bit, like somebody gave him a couple of concussions first go round. But that is a strong man to be 97 and to bounce back the way that he did. I thank God for that. But
Blessings.
yes, but you know what? That's pretty much been the highlight, other than me going to work and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, that about sums it up. What's been going on with everybody?
Same old work, you know what I'm saying? Finishing up, you know, this semester as strongly as I can. Other than that, yeah, just taking it a day at a time. Now that I'm about to have a little bit more free time, start looking at some more streams of income.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, running up the
Let's run up these streams of income.
this trading
okay?
bag, man. I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna take off in the next couple months. Those who have been listening and have been following, look into the NFTs, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Okay, let's.
We've had a lot of artists that have actually dropped their collection pack, and I'm telling you, it's going to be something that once it's up, it's stuck.
Hey,
It's actually really exciting because T Grizzly, he just dropped his collection.
Mm-hmm. Drake is getting ready to come out with his.
I'm
you know what I'm saying? So
ecstatic.
that's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
I'm
If y'all
ecstatic.
can, you know, get into this cryptocurrency and alternate coins, man. Dogecoin is
Dogecoin is really
Dogecoin is
it's coming
booming right now.
way back around. You know what I'm saying? I got in. I don't know if y'all know the numbers, but I got in when it was at 0.0042, and so now it's at almost 40 cents. So you know what I'm saying? Where I was at less than 4 cents, now it's up a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
I can't
I'm up
even
there.
remember when I got in, bro. I know it was like probably hovering around like 1 cent. So yeah, and I was just like, man, let me just go ahead and like buy a whole lot of these joints. And yeah, man.
But I'm gonna get into that a little bit more on my segment. But yeah, those that are that are around, I'm trying to tell y'all, take advantage. Start looking at this stuff now because it's gonna boom. Ethereum, all of these alternate coins and cryptocurrencies, get into them. XRP, Ripple, Ethereum. You got Doge, Cardona. Yeah, look, I'm giving y'all free game. Look, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, tap in.
Man, you already know I'm hip to that. Nasa, how was your trip to Atlanta?
My trip to Atlanta was fun. I went out there to go see my best friend. It was his birthday weekend, so me and a couple friends just went down there and celebrated with him and celebrated his transition, and so that was that.
Okay.
Birthday things, mental health days.
Immersive,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
Trying to take as many trips as possible.
I feel that.
Okay.
I feel that. This summer, I'm definitely trying to do the same shit.
Ooh,
Trying to put some stamps in my passport. That thing looking kind of naked.
Oh, that too.
Okay.
For real. That too.
I'm trying to get international on the game, but not after. Not until I get this second shot.
That's real. Like, shoot. As I said before, my second shot is coming 3 days before my actual birthday. So I took off on Friday and Saturday just in case I feel some effects or some symptoms. But you know what? I'm ready for it. Like, I got the Tylenol and I got the Benadryl just in case. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go ahead and get this second shot. Prepare for it. Unfortunately, Mother's Day, I'll be here. Won't get a chance to go down because I don't have enough days left. But, Mama knows how I feel. I'm gonna send her a nice little gift and a nice little card. So I definitely gotta, make sure that I take care of that. Goodness. And then after the birthday, of course, there's gonna be a birthday celebration in DC, which, yeah, some shenanigans might happen. So we'll see.
Outside is calling my name. Outside is calling my name.
Yes,
I'm going
yes,
outside.
The streets is calling my name.
Right, come on.
We in there.
Let's get into it.
Yes. So, on top of that, just for those who have been keeping track, after this month, we would have hit our 1 year anniversary. Yeah, I'm gonna have to insert that track in there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are coming up on 1 year, and so we'll more than likely we'll have a special episode for that. We'll see what the calendar says. But yeah. So before we get into it, because there's a lot of stuff that we gotta catch up on, and we don't have that much time. Just to catch up on what folk have been watching, obviously. For me, I saw a couple of movies. On my list right now is, of course, the Tom Clancy movie, Without Remorse. I have not got a chance to watch it yet. I know some of my boys have already. Some people say it's mid. Some people say it's good. I'll check it out, one way or the other. But the two movies that I definitely saw were Mortal Kombat and the Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train. Now, on the smash, pass, or trash scale, first off, y'all haven't seen those movies yet, right?
I've seen Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat is on my list to watch tonight, as well as Yasuke.
Got you. Yeah, and I saw Yasuke too, so I definitely have to talk about that.
I saw a little bit before I came.
Got you.
Before I dozed off.
Hey.
Before my body said go to sleep, but
yeah, that's how it was for Justice League, bro. Like I get it that they have hella characters in that movie, but 4 hours for a movie.
I saw that.
Hear me out.
I was not about to. I said, okay, well.
Endgame was already pushing it with the 3. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I feel that, bro. Like,
so Snyder's cut definitely was just like, all right, bro. Like, and like I got an hour through it, and I was just like, yeah, I got to turn this off and go to sleep. I'll reconvene another day. So, probably on a day where I don't have to do Nathan, I'm gonna sit down and try to knock it out. But for right now, the only
time that I was able to watch a lengthy movie like that was King Kong. But I can get into that. 4 hours though.
4 hours.
It's
That's
a 4 hour
reaching.
movie. It is a 4 hour movie.
That's reaching. King Kong was 3 hours, and I could reach. Like I was okay with that was reaching. I was okay with that, but then if it's like hitting 4, I'm just like, okay, well.
Oh no, I 100% feel that. Like me watching Justice League, I was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have to stop this at a certain point because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through it. Granted, I managed to get through it for the entire night, but it took me all night just to finish it. I'm like,
I was gonna say I gotta have scheduled bathroom breaks, food breaks, snack breaks.
Okay, we're gonna have just.
You know what I'm saying? 1 hour food break, 1 hour bathroom break, 1 hour snack time, and then try to tough it out for the last hour because, like I said, 4 hours that's OD.
Yeah, indeed. What did you think about Mortal Kombat, Nasa?
Okay, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like I had to. Like, I watched it, and I didn't know how I felt about it the first time I watched it. Like, I really didn't know how I felt about it, like the first time I watched it, so I had to watch it again just to make sure, like, what I was seeing was correct. Okay. Like, I don't know why it was like that. But honestly, I thought it was a very decent movie. Mm-hmm. I thought it was decent, like. But I still think that like Godzilla vs. Kong is like a better movie. Mm-hmm. That came out absolutely, but I do think that Mortal Kombat was pretty good. It was definitely good. I do feel like they kind of should have elaborated a little bit more on Scorpion. I was kind of a little confused on what Cole's character was because I thought that Cole was supposed to be Scorpion, but. That never really, didn't really transpire.
So I have a whole rant on that, and I'll get to that in just a second.
Like it really didn't transpire.
No spoilers.
Yeah, without giving spoilers.
Spoilers. I'm not trying to give spoilers, but like some parts I was kind of confused on, but I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, we're gonna still rock with it.
And that's the reviews that I received from those that have watched it. Plot line, story was, from what I was told, was good, but the actual breakdown of characters was the iffy part, because like you said, you didn't know who was gonna be who, or what character was gonna
But
transgress
I will
to
say,
be what.
like costume wise, like they were dead on as far as like Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and all the other characters. Kung Lao, he was cold. He was cold in the movie.
But that's what they said. They said like effects wise and like the actual visual presentation.
Oh yeah,
Top of the line, great.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
when it came down to, like I said, storyline, plot line, it was just like,
Nah. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. On the scale of Smash Pass or Trash, I gave it a pass. For me being a heavy Mortal Kombat fan, the fatalities were lit.
Yeah, the fatalities was dope.
Yeah, the fatalities were dope.
better than the game.
About even with the game.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was pretty even with the game, but the only difference is like, you know how like usually in the game you'll hear that like the voice, the background say fatality, you know, like and all that stuff. Like they were actually physically saying it in themselves, like.
Oh, so like it'd be like do fatality.
Like basically, like if one of them would win, they would stay either game over or
I like
flawless
I win.
win.
Yeah,
Flawless victory.
flawless victory.
flawless victory.
I'm not gonna say which character, but he says blank wins. It's sometimes the zingers in there. I guess it didn't really flow with the story. They were just kind of there just for to please the crowd. It was like fan service. We talked about the visuals were good. The fatalities were great. The storyline was kind of it fit in the realm of Mortal Kombat, but at the same time, there were certain parts of the story that felt kind of rushed. And it's like, okay, this is a rated R movie. You're keeping this for whatever reason under 2 hours when you really don't have to. You can make this longer because this is right now.
If they made it a longer movie, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, if this was kind of like the King Kong version, like it was like a King Kong version where it's a 3-hour movie, shit, I'll take it. Because, like, at least you're elaborating a little bit more on the storyline.
So what I'm hearing is they should have done a little bit more expanding upon the characters.
Yes.
Okay.
Just give a little bit of background, especially the main character.
Yeah.
Like, if they had given or at least elaborated a little bit more on the main characters, then it'll make a little bit more sense. So then it would connect throughout the entire movie.
So can I ask this? Do you feel like if they did something where, you know how Justice League has a director's cut, do you think a director's cut of Mortal Kombat would be better, or would it not suffice to I guess the current output that they have now?
I think if they did a director's cut of Mortal Kombat and expanded upon a lot of the character story just a tiny bit more, then it probably would have made for a better movie. But because during that time I was trying to feel some sort of feeling towards Cole Young, who's the main character, I was not compelled to like Cole for whatever reason. He was just there. Even as a main character, it's just kind of like, okay, why should I care about you?
Who the hell is you? Like,
Yeah, right.
I thought it was more so just kind of like you trying to take on, your lineage, but
Yeah,
trying to take on.
And
I have a really bad joke, but I'm not going to say it.
without giving spoilers for you, man, the fact that his lineage is supposed to be strong, but it's like for the person that who is his ancestor, which is Scorpion, it's like they didn't really dig deep into Scorpion's character at all. It's just like he was used as a Deus Ex Machina in the end. It was like, okay, we need him here. He's gonna do this to help the people, and that's it. And it's like
they
what we like to
elaborated.
call a placeholder.
Yeah,
It was really a placeholder, but I mean, like, granted, let's be honest. They did elaborate his story or Scorpion's story in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like,
they told the story in the beginning.
They tell the story in the very beginning, which I think was cool because it's like, whew,
Yeah,
right off
yeah.
the bat, action, period.
His story in the beginning was one of the best points of that movie.
Was really like that. Like,
With Scorpion, I just wish that again he would show up more in the movie. Like again, not giving spoilers. If they had shown more, and Nasa can kind of understand where I'm coming from. Like where Cole would he would be in one situation and then he would see it and then he's like, "What was that?"
If they just, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If they had just elaborated on those like specific scenes, it would have made sense because like the pop-ups weren't doing it. So I'm just like, okay,
and
what is the pop-ups for?
And then he shows up at the end and it's just like, where did he come from? Like,
I mean,
what?
granted, one of the characters explains why he's there, but it doesn't really explain why. You know, it kind of show what work was done while he was there. You know,
yeah, exactly. They hold my favorite character, which was Liu Kang. They hold him seriously. He's still powerful, but it's just his character. They hold him like they made this nigga seem like a bum, and I just could not get with that.
Liu Kang or Kung Lao?
No, Liu Kang. They boosted Kung Lao's character because in the games it was Kung Lao had the ancestry and the legacy, but he was not the chosen one. It was Liu Kang in this one. Again, it was like Kung Lao was there and Liu Kang was dependent on Kung Lao, and I'm like, that's not how this story goes. But
I saw a comment where somebody was like, I don't know who this little mother is, but he weak. He weak. The real
It was
Liu
one
Kang
of them
was
bruh
like
moments.
this was the real Liu Kang from like they was talking about like from the old version
the 95 movie,
the 95 version of Mortal Kombat. He was like, nah, nigga. This was the real Liu Kang.
Liu Kang had the hands.
I don't know who this soft motherfucker was. Like,
he had hands. It was like he had hands in the games, man. This is literally the champion of Earthrealm, the chosen one, the one who beats everybody, and in Mortal Kombat 11 becomes a damn god. But yeah, whatever. I guess
feel like
they
if they elaborated. I do wish that they added two of my favorite characters. They probably should have added Jade or Katana. They added Katana. You know, Melina, she's a beast too. But I don't think that, you know, her character was as present.
She really wasn't. It was like she was there for Shang Tsung, and really that was it. They could have expanded on her character a little bit more too. On a lot of these characters, it mainly the focus on this story was Cole Young and Sub-Zero.
So let me ask you this: do you think that the way that they made this movie is a prequel to a sequel?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is because they're definitely trying to make a sequel to that movie. And which is fine, but please just elaborate it a little bit more. That's fine. Like
make it a
maybe
2-hour+
with
movie, please.
the next movie that is to come, there might be more expansion upon the characters. Might be a little bit more background, but that'll be probably another 2 years from now.
It will. I certainly hope so, and I certainly hope that they expand on Cole Young and his powers, because we was making jokes about all that. We were just like, man, this nigga done came out like the gold fucking Power Ranger. What the fuck?
Okay.
Do y'all know that they're making another Fast and Furious?
Yeah, where they going to space?
Yeah, bro.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Like
It's gotten so far past what Fast and Furious had, started with.
You know, I was fine with, Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, then Tokyo Drift. Like I was here for the
racing aspect of it is fine.
I was here until
But now you're turning the racing. I mean, all right, granted, anything that is done outside of a actual racing space is considered illegal. But now y'all are legit taking it and like trying to make it on some Mission Impossible or Baby Driver, or you know what I'm saying? Like they're adding extra intricacies to what the series was, and I think a lot of that came from the passing of what's his name?
Paul.
Paul. Like I don't know how to feel about all these extra movies like Hobbs and Shaw. Like I watched part of it and I was just like, yeah, I can't watch this. Not that it was bad, but it's just
I stopped watching it after they started making the fifth one. I was just
I kind of have
after
no
Tokyo
desire.
Drift. I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna drift off because y'all is.
That's like if they would have come out and make a Rocky 5. You know what I'm saying? Where now Rocky's in the nursing home and his grandchildren now taking up boxing. Like it would just be so much off put from the original that you're just like, what are we doing? Or like if they make a Creed 3, which wouldn't be bad, but
it
it's
just wouldn't be necessary.
Not necessary at all.
It wouldn't be necessary.
Oh man. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel on that. It, I'll probably maybe watch it again just because again I'm a Mortal Kombat nerd.
I just like I like Mortal Kombat, so I definitely will watch it again.
Yeah, but as far as interest in the story, it's just like they could have did so much more with that, and they just chose not to. But anyway, moving on from that, again, it's not trash. I would definitely
not trash.
I would definitely watch it. Just if you're expecting like a coherent or deep storyline, this ain't the movie.
I think my expectation for the movie was higher than what I actually expected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not even gonna hold you with King Kong with Godzilla versus Kong. I expected some type of craziness to happen from that, and it happened. So I think I overhyped it with Mortal Kombat because I am a fan of it. So I thought that they was really gonna go in this time, especially because they were really basing it off of Scorpion and Sub-Zero. I was like, okay, big.
Yeah. So, it does leave room for Bihan, aka Sub-Zero, to come back as Noob Saibot. It does leave room for us to get introduced into the second and more well-known Sub-Zero, aka Kuai Liang, his brother. And there's some room for a sequel here. Of course, if you've seen the movie, there's a character that they hint that they're gonna find. So
Now, I will say the person who plays Scorpion.
Oh yeah.
Excellently cast. Well done. Absolutely.
Yeah, my man really brought Hanzo Hasashi to life. So
yeah, that was like a perfect.
Perfect casting.
Perfect casting.
Yeah.
Like that he fitted.
The only other problem I have, and then I'm gonna get off this movie, is just when the first movie was made, obviously they didn't have that much source material to go off of. You might have had like maybe 2 games, and you kind of have to base your story around that. This Mortal Kombat, you've got 11 main series games and multiple different spin-offs, and it just felt like the story kind of fell flat. So I'm just hoping that the directors can put their heads together and maybe get Ed Boon to sit in a room with them and be like, okay, how would you write this story, since you're able to create this story on the games and make it compelling? How can we do the same?
I will say this, like towards the end, I could see where they was going as far as like, because like in Mortal Kombat you get to choose your scene and where and where your characters fight. I liked how they incorporated that, like each person had their own specific scene and where they was fighting or competing with each other. Yeah.
It kind of jumped around a little too much though. I think it went too fast. Like, bro, y'all are saying, okay, we're about, you two fight this person, and all of a sudden they're there now. I'm like, yo, y'all really got to slow down with this pacing, bro. You have the room to make a 2-hour movie.
I would say I think most of that was due to the fact that it was overdue due to the fact of the whole pandemic. I just feel like a lot of the productions that are coming out now post or mid-pandemic aren't going to leave fans and the public as satisfied as what it would be if they actually had the open constraints to not deal with the pandemic. Meaning, follow the CDC and what people are saying so that we can return to some type of normalcy.
Yeah, exactly.
Please.
Like, legit, please. Please.
Okay.
That's all
we're slowly creeping. Slowly but surely, we're creeping to some type of normalcy.
We are at 3 miles per hour. I would like to at least get up to a booming 25 miles per hour. With that being said, if you are against getting vaccinated, don't get the vaccine. But, continue to wear your mask. Continue to follow your state's guidelines.
Yes, please.
So that we can make it easier for all.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway, moving on from Mortal Kombat, I saw Demon Slayer, Mugen Train. Now, a lot of the people in the anime community they're so about Demon Slayer. You got those who say it's really good. Some people who just, for whatever reason, can't get into it. It is on Netflix now. It's dubbed on Netflix. I watched it on Crunchyroll. The movie itself is not on Netflix. It's still in theaters, and who knows when it'll get to digital streaming platforms. I honestly can't say, because that movie made so much money in Japan and it's actually making a good bit of money in the United States. So it's probably not going to be on streaming platforms for a while. But the series Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba is on Netflix. The first 12 episodes are season 1. The Mugen Train continues along with that. It's another arc. And then season 2 is probably going to come out sometime next year or the year after. I'm not exactly sure on the timetable on that.
So if I wanted to go and sit and binge watch, would I be able to be in tune if I were to go and watch the movie? Or if I wanted to just watch the movie, would I understand what happened before? Or would I have to, go back in?
You would have to watch the movie after you binge. Or in other words, you have to see the series and then go see the movie, because the movie is canon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's canon to the story.
I got you.
Yeah. So definitely check out that series. The movie itself, it's definitely a smash. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Obviously, they're as far as the visuals, Ufotable really smashed it out of the park with those visuals. If you ever get a chance to see the movie, just definitely check it out. I saw it in subbed. I didn't see it dubbed because when it comes to the 3 main characters, their actual dub counterparts in America, I'm not really too fond of the actors, but the movie itself is still great. The visuals excellent, the music excellent, the pacing, because it's in a movie and it's a whole arc that is fitting into a movie. The pacing is a tiny bit rushed, just a tiny bit, but otherwise it's a really excellent movie. Again, 9 out of 10. I would definitely recommend it. If you are a Demon Slayer fan, please go see it. Next, Yasuke. I saw all 6 episodes. I love the music. Flying Lotus did his damn thing with that soundtrack. Like, he absolutely killed it. The beginning song, Black Gold, with him and Thundercat, like, chef's kiss, excellent. The visuals are great. The story, I know that Nasa's going to watch it, and so I don't want to ruin anything, but the story to me is kind of where things kind of fall flat again. It feels super rushed, and I think because they only made 6 episodes, when, again, I don't know why people are cutting this short. You have the room to do 12 episodes of a series if you're just going to do one season. Like, you don't have to keep it at 6 for whatever reason, but it just really cut everything short, and it made things rushed. Sometimes it was kind of hard to get into, not the main character, because, I was compelled with Yasuke, but the other characters, I had no sense of, why do I care about you? That's kind of how I felt about it. It's like, why?
Do you feel like if they kind of elaborated the season or kind of extended the season, you probably would kind of get a sense of who the characters were?
Yes. Yeah, I think that if you're given the budget to do 12 episodes, then, and you can expand that story and expand some of the characters, then you will definitely be able to get that feel, because you handicap it at 6. Now it's like, okay, granted, why do I care about the little girl Saki? Why do I care about Yasuke? Obviously, I see what why he was dealing with such struggles, but why do I care about this girl? Why do I care about the other people around him? Why do I even care about the villains? Like, it just, certain things fell flat with the actual story itself, and there were certain things that I think weren't necessarily needed, that were just kind of there. Like, this series included mechs, which I'm like, why do we have mechs? The magic I get, sort of, but the mechs, I'm like, why are there mechs in this series? Isn't this supposed to be feudal Japan?
It may be a marketing ploy, you know.
Yeah.
You build up the hype leading up to it dropping, and then once you drop it, you know what I'm saying? It's based upon the viewers whether or not they're going to say yay or nay to it, and then based upon how the views and the ratings go, that will determine whether or not they bring back a second season.
Yeah, that could be it.
I think that, you know, because it is based on a true story.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when it's based on true stories, you kind of want it to, you want to expand the viewer's mindset or imagination of what that could have looked like.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And in all honesty, when I first was getting into the series, I was thinking that it was going to be, you know, more of a strictly historical standpoint. I didn't realize that they were going to add fantasy elements to it until I saw that first opening scene. And I was like, oh. And then I saw Mex. It was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. That being said, it's a pass. You know, I still enjoyed the music. I still enjoyed Lakeith Stanfield playing that role. I still enjoyed everything about it. It's just not something that I'm compelled to watch again from start to finish. Now, if there is a season 2, I will watch. I will absolutely watch. I don't know. I might have given it the rating before, but I want to give it. I'm gonna say 6.75 out of 10. You know, not in the. It's close to me putting it in the upper mid, but right now it's kind of in the middle. That's just me personally. Again, though, the soundtrack was flawless. I just think that the story was cut off at the knees with only 6 episodes when you could have really expanded more. Especially, you know, I know with pandemic, you know, things have obviously been, you know, cut short. But that being said, it's animation. You have more liberties to do with animation than you would do a live action movie. So, but I'll take it with a grain of salt. I still will watch a season 2 if there is a season 2. I'm like, okay, it's just there. You know, it's an enjoyable series.
You know what they need to make?
What?
And it's already on Netflix, but they already have like the Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Uh-huh.
I heard that they're trying to make like a live version of it.
Oh God.
Like in a series version.
Okay.
Now, here's one thing. Like they already tried to do the live version.
Yeah.
The first time.
M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan. I was really pissed. I was really pissed when they first.
I feel like a lot of these animes and animated shows that they have tried to do live are better left being comics.
Yes. Please. Please.
Prime example. Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, let's not talk about that trash. Let's not talk about that.
The Dragon Ball Z live.
Yeah, that Dragon Ball Evolution shit.
Not even very short.
Nah.
Fell way short of the expectation.
I will never, ever again waste my time watching this. No, this is like...
This is probably the last, 5 years, Kato?
Not even 5 years, bro. This is like mid-2000s, bro, when that movie came out. Dragon Ball Evolution was like an Americanized version.
Mid that you can.
Not even mid, bro. That joint is straight garbage juice. Like
Hold on,
I
have to see this.
Yeah, it's called Dragon Ball Evolution, and yeah, don't I'm gonna say don't waste your time. But if you like bad movies, by all means, please watch it.
I mean, and if you're optimistic, you know what I'm saying, watch the movie. But
yeah, never
thumbs
again.
down.
Yeah,
trash.
Basura. Same thing with the Last Airbender, man. It's like, okay, I love Avatar, so going to see this movie out, and I saw it, I was like, yo, what was this garbage? Like, it was absolute garbage. And the homies at Blandame Podcast actually had an episode about this. They called him Midnight Shyamalan because it's like all of his movies be some mid. I'm like, some of the movies do be hitting some, but it's just like
he just likes to take out key parts that make the actual show. Like
I feel like he's doing it more for the money than what it is for the actual
purpose.
Exactly.
Because if I would have did the Avatar, Oh, absolutely. I would have did it based on the show, what the show was like. Like we're
Exactly.
gonna have
And like you don't have to take it by every episode, but include the important stuff.
the important stuff. I was pissed the Kyoshi Warriors was not in there.
That man watched one episode of Avatar and
He
decided,
watched-
"Hey, I'm gonna make a movie."
I'm gonna make a movie, okay?
No, he
Period.
watched the opening story and was just like, movie, bet,
And then on top of
production.
that- and then on top of that, like let's keep being the names. Let's start with the names first. When he was just like, Ong, I was like, it's Aang, damn it, it's Aang.
Whew, man, I can go into this. I'm just going to,
Sokka.
yeah, I'm going to stay off of that because
Oh, and they said Suka. I said it's Sokka. Damn it.
All right, yeah. So y'all already know how we feel, but shout out to Planet Made Podcast and shout out to Mike, man, because he talked about it in his last week's episode, and we 100% agree with his take here because that M. Night Shyamalan should not make any more movies in regards to anime or anime-based cartoons.
Yeah.
Please.
If you're gonna just take out the important parts, sure.
Don't do it.
and
Don't
it's
do it.
and it's really really difficult to see when a cartoon that you love becomes a live action film and then the live action film just falls all the way short. Another example of that is Death Note. Yeah, I don't know what that the casting of Ryuk was great. Everything else was absolute mid. So that's my take. Y'all know how I feel about Yasuke. So that's all I'm gonna say about that for the time being. Before we take a quick break, just want to highlight a couple things as far as sports. One, in the NBA, of course, we're getting closer to the playoffs. Right now in the West, it's really interesting because as far as
It's
the
gonna be
number
a
one
shootout.
seed, we got the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz standing atop of the West, and the Lakers are in the middle of the pack. Now, will the Lakers probably come out of the West? Yes, but if they don't move up a seed,
Barely.
it's going to be a bloodbath because now you're in the middle of the pack instead of at the number one seed. So you're not just facing the 8th seed and all of that good shit. You are literally like going head to head with probably some of the best in the West.
A lot of it is strategy, though.
Yeah.
I am happy to see those bottom teams that are in the bottom every year, return back to the forefront and actually start to get some burn. And that's kind of the segue into the NFL as well. The Jets had a lot of great pickups, which I will hope that they utilize these key pickups to not be a 0 for team or a 1 for team or a 2 for team. But no, definitely seeing the Utah Jazz and the Suns up in the top 5 of their conference and division makes my heart do a little jump, because like I've been saying, it's seeing the same Golden State, Lakers, and same highlights. It gets mundane, makes you not want to watch it. So I'm definitely looking forward to what the playoffs will bring, and I hope that my team, the Miami Heat, are in that running.
That's what's up, man. For me, I have no faith that the Chicago Bulls will make the playoffs. That's just what it is. However, the Charlotte Hornets still have a chance to make it, and LaMelo just came back. And y'all can say what y'all want about the Ball family, but LaMelo can ball, all pun intended. That man is an assist machine. I just saw like the moment that he came back, and he just tossed the basketball halfway across the court.
I'm talking about underhand,
yeah,
like
underhand,
on some cornhole type.
Right.
He just launched the jump and got the assist. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we see you.
I see you. 10-4. Copy that.
Yes, sir. So I mean, I think they're number 8 if I'm not mistaken. But it'll be interesting to see how they do in the playoffs. But yeah, I don't have any hope for my Chicago Bulls. At least not until next year. They're still trying to get the foundation under them with a new front office and a new head coach and everything else. I'm just hoping that this year's draft will go well. That being said, the NFL draft just passed. A lot of interesting things happened.
A lot of dumbass stuff happened as well.
That too. For one, we start with the headline that Aaron Rodgers has no interest in coming back to the Packers. Meanwhile, the Packers head office is like, we're not gonna trade him. So what y'all gonna do? He's gonna sit?
He can come to the Broncos.
I mean,
he can come to the Broncos.
That's if he.
That is one of his choices. So let's keep it a being.
Hey, look,
that is one of his choices.
If he
either
goes
that
to the
Broncos or the
be
49ers. So let's.
We'll see.
A-Rod in any other setting and organization is a major boom for whatever organization he goes to.
Yeah.
He is such a dynamic caliber that having him in the ranks is going to greatly boost any and every aspect. If you don't have a quarterback that can meet the targets, pick up Aaron Rodgers. Yep. Targets met. Performance
sniper shot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So A-Rod being on the table is really going to make or break some of the decisions for these organizations moving forward. From the draft, I watched the first 3 rounds.
Likewise.
Shout out to everybody except Jerry Jones.
Oh,
Dallas did the damn thing with this draft. They picked up major key defensive points, which has been needed the last 3 years. Mm-hmm. Defense has not been able to get off the field. I think the average time was almost between 10 and 15 minutes of being on the field. And anybody who knows football, 15 minutes of the defense being on the field is bad. Yeah, so, I hope that with these pickups that, one, Jerry Jones will let the coaches and the coordinators coach.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do their job and
please.
stay your ass in the press box. You know what I'm saying? Take care of the major yay and nays. Let the coaches coach. We did pick up a couple offensive keys. Josh Ball, round 4, from Marshall. Great pickup. Protect Dak. I will say that some of the draft picks were kind of askew due to the salary cap of having to pay Dak. I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Right.
It just means now that Dak now has one more target that he can call upon from Semi out of Stanford, along with our other receivers. I can't think of them now because, again, they do dumb stuff like let the people that have been performance makers go. And but yeah, so Dak now has a couple more assets to pick up and to allocate the ball to. I foresee this being a very good season for Dallas. But again, let me not get my hopes up because every time I get my hopes up, Jerry Jones loads the 12 gauge and shoots me like a freaking duck.
Hey, man, I feel that. To my Pittsburgh Steelers, this was a very, very productive draft. I know that a lot of people were talking trash because we took Najee Harris in the first round, but let's get a few things. Let's clear up a few things. One, yes, we know that the Steelers needed linemen seriously because, I mean, we had Marquise Pouncey, he retired, and just the line itself needed that's a good center, as well as some more blockers, because our run game was literally dead last in the NFL. Despite our record, our run game was some shit. And so when people are asking why the hell did you take a running back in the first round, well, first and foremost, the run. This was not a running back draft. The best running backs were literally 3 people, and all 3 of them, well, 2 of them were gone before the first round was even up. One of them went early in the second round, so there was absolutely no other running back that the Steelers could pick from because, granted, we lost Josh Connor to the Cardinals, And I don't feel comfortable about having Benny Snell Jr. and Anthony McFarland Jr. as the starting backs. I saw a lot of that last year. No, absolutely not. So Najee Harris was the correct pick. Now, we ended up getting a sneaky good center in the third round, Kendrick Green, who people, they know enough about him to know what he's done. He wasn't like some of the standout linemen that I thought the Steelers were going to be aiming for, but he was still somebody that was probably low-key enough that will probably fit the Steelers system that people more than likely will regret missing out on. We ended up getting a tight end in the second round, Pat Freiermuth. I think that's how you say his last name. He's with Vance McDonald retiring, and obviously Eric Ebron is not the best tight end as far as run blockers. And he's just really just a catch tight end, so we needed somebody who was going to be that Gronk or be that Travis Kelce. So overall, I think this is a good draft for the Steelers. We'll see what the season holds. We were able to get a few linebackers because we had some linebacker issues last year when too many of our best linebackers got injured, and unfortunately that caught up to us in the very end. So hopefully the season turns out really, really good. I'm hoping for it. Hopeful that Steelers gang will get to that 7th Super Bowl, because now Tom Brady has 7, and I'm not happy with that. Anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. Got to get some things together. Don't move. We will be right back. This message is brought to you by KSS Brand. KSS Brand is a high-quality women's essential line created by CEO Christina Stewart. Christina is a graduate from the illustrious Hampton University, and from there she has created her own path of being an entrepreneur that focuses on women empowerment and self-care. She aims to contribute to highlight young women to feel confident, self-assured, and to live up to their full potential. Her first set of products from her new brand are high-quality lip glosses. These lip glosses are designed to not only make you look good, but also make you feel good by incorporating properties such as vitamin E oil and coconut oil for skin moisturization, as well as aromatherapy oils such as chamomile oil, which is good for reducing stress and anxiety. Her products now include high-quality lip liner and eyelashes. You can find her brand page on Instagram at KSS Brand, and her website is www.kssbrand.com. All right, and we're back here for the remainder of this episode. So before we get into some more topics, of course, we are going to branch out and do our segments real quick. Nasa done got comfortable on the couch.
I sure did.
She about to be sleep.
Okay, let me tell you something. This jet lag is catching up, honey.
Look,
This
sweetie.
jet lag is catching up.
Hey,
So pardon me.
Hey, no, you fine. Just know that if you need to sleep here for whatever reason, you're fine. Like
Okay,
you
the
gotta,
couch.
yes, you got a free blanket and a free pillow. Just let us know, or let me know. Obviously,
I about to say,
I
I
was
ain't no
gonna say,
shot
yeah,
caller
right,
here.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, if it gets to that point, But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the segments here right quick. Lawrence, go ahead and throw up with good job, Lawrence. Let's see what you got for us today.
Good job, Lawrence. So, as you know, I have been talking previously about cryptocurrencies, alternate coins, and things of the like. Building your crypto portfolio. These are assets that I think not only, those who can invest should take a part of, but those who have zero knowledge about what a cryptocurrency is or alternate coin is should definitely take the time and to learn at least 1 to 2 of these entities. So we were just having a topic off air about how cryptocurrencies move. So anytime that you see someone that talks about a cryptocurrency and they may say, so like we were just talking about Dogecoin was a alternate coin that was created first as a joke, and then it was taken serious, and you actually had people start investing their money into it, which made it something serious. And then the blockchain actually was established so that people could get into their price points. Little information: when you buy any form of cryptocurrency, make sure that it is through a wallet and not through a third-party investing app such as Robinhood. When you buy Dogecoin or Bitcoin on Robinhood, you are not buying the actual coin itself. You're buying the price point, and then they allocate it to make sense in terms of your it's a fractional share, if that makes sense. So if you buy Bitcoin, unless you have $60,000 to buy one Bitcoin, you don't have Bitcoin, but you're buying a fractional share, which you can still make money off of fractional shares. It's just not as fast as having the whole coin itself. Yeah. So when you are looking to get into cryptocurrency, make sure that it is through a wallet such as Coinbase, Cash App. Those are entities where you are actually making purchases towards a actual share. With Dogecoin, look to like crypto.com or what's another one that you can buy it on? It slips me right now, but crypto.com actually gives you the allocation to buy the coin itself. And like I said before, when you buy fractions of a share, it's not hurting you. You're just not profiting as quickly as what you would if you were buying the full thing. So look into the coins and the alternate coins that are closer to a dollar amount, or a share that is closer towards where you are comfortable investing, so that you can maximize your full profit. I myself have purchased some Dogecoin through Robinhood, and I was able to get an entry point that made more sense for me, and it has been a better turnaround and profit for myself. But with doing that, I also know that recurring investments into that also benefit me in the long run. When you buy a fraction of a share, you can continue to get closer to whatever price point it is. I am working towards being able to own one full Bitcoin. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But until I get there, I'm going to continue to make the recurring investment so that the price points and inflation and deflations do not hinder they don't hinder me to where I'm trying to go. So, but definitely invest into some form of cryptocurrency, whether it be through crypto.com, Cash App, Robinhood. I am not saying do not, invest, but do your research and get into what is going to make the most bang for your buck. Good job, Lawrence.
Word. Thank you for that, Lawrence. Thank you for that. Next, now, Nasa, you got anything for Nasa's Corner, ma'am?
Y'all, welcome to Nasa's Corner. Absolutely. So on May 7th, I'm gonna have to do a shout out because my younger brother is putting out a song. He's going to be putting out his first single. So please go support that. His artist name is named Elise. And that's Lis or L pardon me. Elise.
Okay.
Elise. And so he's gonna be putting out a song that's gonna be called Fantasy on May 7th. So check that out. We having a whole family affair, so y'all gonna enjoy it. And y'all might hear somebody familiar, me, aka me. But other than that, y'all definitely go support that. Go listen to some new artists if you're just wanting to just branch out and find, some new music to listen to. That's definitely somebody who you can listen to. My brother is very, very talented. He's done a couple of songs on my projects, so definitely go check out and support that. May 7th, and it'll be on all music platforms, so just definitely go check that out.
I want to say shout out to Shameless Plug.
Hey. So, thank you for that, NASA. Definitely thank you for that shameless plug. Be sure that you guys check that out as well. Let's see. I almost lost my place here. So, speaking of music, is there any new music that you guys have been listening to, or any new music that has been released that you would recommend?
Let me go back into my little
Definitely going to my music.
my little music.
Cali.
Yeah, I heard DJ Khaled had dropped an album, and from what people told me, it was mid. So
First couple of songs weren't all that. It was just something to peruse my time, to say the least. Mm-hmm. But definitely give it a listen. It was he has some key ticket artists on that project. I also listened to Moneybagg Yo's latest album.
Okay, that's on my list to listen
Wasn't
to.
bad. He talked a lot on himself. He's given a lot more insight into the making of Moneybagg.
Mm-hmm.
Slime Language.
Waukesha, I love that song. So
Yeah, Waukesha is tough.
I love that song. I mean, hey, look, the first.
But that's also a struggle.
7 songs. So.
Waukesha was definitely his insight on the struggle of Wak. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know, Wak is, a feel-good that has very, very strong personalities, as he talked about in the song. But yeah, he used this project, I think, as an outlet to draw people in more to him as an artist, his artistry, and his vices. And
he's a Virgo.
Yeah,
he's a bipolar Virgo. I like that. Come on, nerd. I like that.
So yeah, he used it as a means to give more insight into him as a artist. Slime Language 2.
I did listen to Slime Language too.
Bunch of bangers on that jump.
Yes.
Ski.
Yes, a lot of hits and some, but yeah, definitely some bangers on that joint.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I was listening to lately. Well, this weekend I was definitely listening to "Still Trappin'" by Lil Durk and King Von.
Mm. How are you feeling? Yeah, definitely R.I.P. to
R.I.P. to King Von, but that's just a slapper. If you have not heard it, it's off of Lil Durk's album, The Voice.
Yeah.
Still Trapping, so definitely listen to that. It bangs.
Yeah, I definitely had listened to The Voice a few weeks back. Definitely a good Lil Durk project. So
shout out to a 2014 legend. I love McConan. He dropped a project this year.
McConan?
Yeah,
dropped
he ain't been.
It's called My Parade. He dropped that. When was it? I can give you a.
I
Come
see.
on, Conan.
He dropped it back in April.
Okay, yeah, I saw it. It was like the beginning of April.
39 minutes, 13 songs. You know what I'm saying? It gave very keynotes of 2014. It's just funny listening back to it because when
he just went back to his old ways.
Oh, I'm misquoting. It was really no, it was about that time, 2014, 2015, 2016. That era of time was when he was very, very prominent. But it was a pretty decent project.
Apparently, Corday.
Yes.
He dropped.
Tough.
Yeah.
He dropped.
Boy,
Tough.
Corday.
Corday.
Yeah, it was a 4-track EP, Justin 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was 4-track.
Yep. So yeah, he went stupid, man. Like Corday is really, really talented, and Corday is also apparently very, very content with being a house husband. So.
Hello.
Shout out to Naomi Osaka, but yeah, like
he's a house husband. They're together. They're married.
They're not married.
They're not married, but he talks about the fact that he's content with his shorty being able to hold her own in her industry, and he can still make his music and do what he needs to do.
See, let's talk about it.
Wholesome.
Let's talk about it. He values his woman. He does.
Oh yes, he does.
I think with their relationship, it's definitely not a competition. It's just like
Not at all.
He allows her to be her as a woman, and then she just allows him to be him as a man.
They are very equally yoked.
Very equally yoked, very balanced, and that's the beauty.
That's
of
the
it.
lay of the land.
That's
you
the
know
lay
what
of
I'm
the
saying?
land, and that's the beauty.
And he
of
has
it.
made it known. He was like, I ain't got no competition because at the end of the day, I'm holding mine. Or holding mine. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Holding mine.
Period.
But
Okay.
Man, look.
And Naomi, she's been whooping ass.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, on that floor.
No undermining of Venus and Serena, but this next wave of athletes coming out of our community are taking off. And they're making their themselves known. I was gonna do a quick shout out to the draft pick Micah, first round linebacker. We picked him up. Leighton Vander Esch, he got some, like, they may say in the media that he doesn't have any competition. No, he got some competition because Micah is like that. Yeah. He's like that, and
I'm very happy.
all these cats coming out, they are coming with some heat. So
okay. I'm very happy because the WNBA just drafted one of my cousins.
what?
Drafted
That's
is
tough.
Michaela. It's Michaela, and she's going to, I believe, the Sparks. She got drafted into the Sparks.
Word. That's what's up.
Wait, was that the one where
Granny was over here? Yeah.
That was her?
Yeah, Granny.
She was like, and I'm Granny.
Okay. And like, she's not. I'm not even gonna hold her. She's not my actual like blood cousin, but like in the Nigerian community, like pretty much everybody's family.
That's family.
Pretty much everybody's family. So like,
that's tough though, regardless of the fact. Like,
but I definitely did actually see my blood cousin in the fucking camera. Like, hey cousin, how you doing?
Facts.
How you been? But like, that's exciting. Just representing Niger.
That's what's up. And we even talked about last week how the WNBA's newest jerseys are absolutely fire. So, I have to mention that again because, look, y'all can say whatever y'all want about the WNBA. I do try to, watch it and whatnot when I can. But still, those girls are, I have to give a lot of props to them, especially, dang it, just like that, I forgot the name of that Atlanta team. But yeah, when with the whole Kelly Loeffler situation, and they were the first ones to be like, nah, she may own us, but nah, vote the other way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will always give a shout out to them, and for I don't know why that name escapes me, but I'm gonna figure it out here. But yeah, definitely am listening to some new music here, so I will recommend, we just talked about Yasuke, I will recommend the little project that Flying Lotus had dropped for Yasuke. It's pretty much the music that's included in the series. It's dope so far. I haven't finished it yet, but it's dope. So I would definitely recommend that, especially if you need something to kind of just vibe out and mellow to. That's a good project to listen to.
Question:
Yep.
Do you know who is supposed to be dropping an album for Top Dog Entertainment? Because Top Dog made an announcement. Damn it! And
I have no idea.
Hold on. Who's dropping?
If I had to guess, it's either gonna be one of three people. It could be a surprise drop from Kendrick, but I don't think it will be.
Damn. It's on the 7th.
It's on the 7th. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
If Kendrick comes back, King Kendrick.
Oh no, the
If
internet's
it's
gonna break.
anybody, I think it would be between J-Rock.
Well, maybe, but he dropped. When did he drop in 2019? Either 2018 or 2019.
He's been silent, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's him. I feel like I have a strong sense like
maybe,
it's gonna
but-
be this man. Like SZA, she's kind of like gradually like, putting out stuff. So we would like, I feel like we would kind of like already hint like it would be SZA. This man has been silent for some time now, so I feel like it's really Kendrick.
I think it might be Isaiah Rashad.
It could be
That
him because
is,
we
yeah.
haven't heard from him in a minute.
He hasn't done anything since Son's Tirade.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's Zay. That's just me. But again, if Kendrick drops, the whole internet's about to crash. Like it's shoot, and I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah. Let me.
Summer
go ahead and
anthems
listen to
out
this.
the ass, bro. Like
I'm saying.
for real.
Wait, is Duke Deuce part of Top Dog? I don't think so. He's not part of Top
I would
Dog.
have heard something about that if he was, but I don't think so.
No, but if Isaiah and my bet is on Kendrick.
Yeah, we gonna see.
My bet is on Kendrick because that man has not stopped doing music. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. He hasn't stopped doing music.
Nah, I
He's
think.
just been silently.
Yeah, I think he's been silently like in the shop.
doing his own business.
And being a father, because I mean he did have a daughter over the course of these last couple of years, so he's been trying to do that too. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Top Dog has in store for us on the 7th, regardless of if it's Kendrick, if it's Zay, if it's SZA, or if it could be J-Rock or Q. Who knows?
I was gonna say my top picks are Isaiah, J-Rock, and Q. Those are the three: Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, or Isaiah Rashad. And the sleeper could be Kendrick.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sleeper could be Kendrick.
We're gonna find out. We are going to find out. Anything else as far as new music? I'm trying to see if there's anything else that might have caught my ear during this break. I mean, I heard Lil TJ's album. It was straight. I'm trying to think. Polo G dropped a couple of
Mo and Zaytoven dropped a project called Motoven. So I'm looking forward to listening to that. See what's coming out of Zaytoven's pot.
Okay.
The Alchemist has dropped something.
Motoven.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Gucci Mane dropped a single with Big 30. Shit crazy. That was
I love his. I mean, I'm not the craziest over his album cover, but I think that is actually really adorable that he's just dedicating this entire album to his new son.
Oh yeah.
Like I think it's adorable.
Moray dropped Street Sermons. He's been I feel like he gives Rod Wave a little run for his money.
Rod Wave.
Yeah.
I did
Let me
listen
tell you
to
something,
Soulfly.
Rod Wave.
Speaking of Rod Wave.
He's like low key my little teddy bear.
Not teddy bear.
He's my little teddy bear.
Oh, my
Rod
bad.
Wave, yeah.
That man got his own section of rap.
He does have his
Ghetto
own
gospel.
section of rap.
That's what we're gonna call it. Ghetto gospel. That man got choirs behind him singing, and while he's singing as well. Like I'm just gonna call it that. Like my boy been hurt. I don't know what kind of pain Rod went through, but that man has been hurt.
Okay. The man has been hurt, but leave his heart alone. Okay.
I ain't gonna talk about it, man. I like Rod Wave. I know we sometimes clown him on this podcast, but I really do like Rod Wave. Like I would, if someone said that they was going to a Rod Wave concert and they had a ticket to give me, I would go.
Right.
Like wholeheartedly, I would be like, yeah, let me check it out.
Entertain me.
Yeah. So,
I'm on to better things.
but yeah, I think that is I was gonna say I think that's good as far as music. I think that's all that I had. I don't think there's anything else that has caught my interest, just as of yet. But we'll see.
You know, they had a versus between was it Method Man?
Method Man and Redman for 420.
And I missed that shit.
Ooh, I watched it. I was back and forth watching it.
2 Chainz also did a 420 concert. If y'all did not catch that, I believe it's on YouTube. I caught it on Tidal. And he did a lot of his old songs, and he was lit for the holiday.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Give me a sec here. I'm trying to get my stuff together.
Snoop Dogg has a album out, From the Streets to the Suites.
He called me a big prr.
Saweetie has made her.
Yeah, she got a little EP out too.
Oh, she has a little EP out.
Yeah. Big Scar is
If
on the come up.
If y'all can really be honest,
trap.
Yeah.
If y'all could really be honest, like, how do y'all actually feel about Sweetie?
I have no problems with Sweetie. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say like I'm a big fan, but I'm not a hater. Like, I think that she's talented. She's doing what she's supposed to be doing. At least in my honest opinion. Now, if you had said Coily Ray, I would have said something different. I think she's a whole industry plant. Well, she is because her dad is Benzino, but yeah.
I did not know that her daddy was Benzino, and when she mentioned that, I said, "You're lying."
No, you just gotta look at her in the face.
You can see it.
Another 2014, 15, 16 legend, Nebuchadnezzar. He dropped a project called Back to Life, 7-song project. Give that a listen. MO3 RP, he dropped, I guess his camp dropped something, Shot Us Forever, which was probably his last project he was working on before his passing. Brockhampton has something out, 13-song project.
That's what's up.
Riff Raff and Yellow Wolf did something.
Riff Raff and Yellow Wolf.
Yo, I remember Yellowwood. What was my song?
Holograms on my wrist gave me a tan wrist.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was my favorite
Classic.
song?
Now,
By Yellowwood. Hold on.
I have no problems with Yellow Wolf. It's just the fact that Yellow Wolf and Riff Raff. I don't know if I even want
Let's
to.
Let's go back. This man has been dropping projects. When was this? This man has stayed dropping projects.
You talking about Yellow Wolf?
Vic
Yellow
Mensa
Wolf.
dropped some. He dropped something back in March.
Honestly, Vic Mensa kind of been hit and miss with me, man. Like when he first started out.
Up in the club.
like
that was my song. Okay, Hard White.
But yeah, I really liked Vic Mensa like when he first was coming out and whatnot. Since then, it's kind of been like sometimes he hits, sometimes it's a miss. I'm not gonna say he's a mid rapper because he's not, but it's just like when it comes to music, I don't know if I could really like get into him the way that I used to. So there's that. I really am hoping that Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak stop playing around and drop this damn album.
This damn project,
Please
sir.
drop this Silk Sonic project.
Sirs.
DDG dropped a project, Die for Respect. Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud, they dropped a project.
Wait, did I miss that one?
Oh
no, I did hear that one. Yeah,
this is all on my to listen to list.
Yeah, I definitely listened to the plugs I met too. I just for whatever reason I forgot about it. But yeah, Benny and Harry Fraud did that thing.
How do you feel about Sorry Not Sorry on DJ Khaled's newer project? featuring Jay-Z and Nas?
I honestly have to hear it again because I haven't got a chance to like listen to, because I know they had like Nas and Hove on there, and James Fauntleroy. I didn't really like get a chance to like listen to it, so I'm probably gonna have to sit here and listen to it again and see how I feel about it. But I'll probably get into that once the pod is over, and I'll try to figure out if it's something that I'm.
Detroit artist Payroll Giovanni, they dropped something, Another Day, Another Dollar. He dropped that back in February.
Okay.
I think most people know him from the song that he did with Cash Doll. I can't think of that song off the top of my head, but that was how I got introduced to him. Duke Deuce dropped something. Duke Nukem. Soldier Step. I just like his energy. His energy is just it gives everything that is needed. You know what I'm saying? If you want to turn up, you know what I'm saying, and party, play some Duke. You know what I'm saying? Crooked Neck.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to peep, because I didn't listen to it, but I'm definitely gonna have to peep that one. I just so that way we're not wasting time here. I definitely want to get a chance to move on, but before I do, we got to say, because the last couple of pods, you know, we gave our respect. We said rest in peace to DMX, and we said rest in peace to Black Rob. Since then, we lost another icon in hip hop. Rest in peace to Shock G, aka Humpty Hump. That one hurt a little more than the one with Black Rob, because I mean, everybody, if you were really into like hip hop and whatnot, y'all know about the Humpty dance.
Okay, the Humpty dance, make you dance to the hump.
And for those who are like really, really like into hip hop, you know, that's how Tupac was discovered. So it's really, really sad to see another legend pass away.
And just all of a sudden,
yeah, that one came out of nowhere. I didn't even know he was sick, or if he was. I'm like, yo, Shock G, what? The one who put a satin on your panties? What happened? What, dude, what? Come on, man. Like, and so I had to listen to Sex Packets, Digital Underground's first album. I had to listen to that one time in honor of Shock G. Yeah. And honestly, I forgot how many good hits were on there, but you really could hear just how creative this man was when it came to funk and blending it in with hip hop. Like, that man was a creative genius, and you could see some of like the videos that he had breaking down Biggie's flow and Tupac's flow. Like, the dude could seriously take a rhyme scheme and he could dissect it like no one could. So much rest in power to Shock G, aka Humpty. Gotta give my respects there. We are gonna close about some of these things. And within the last few weeks, we have been looking at the George Floyd trial, and obviously, you know, we got some good news. Justice was served. Unfortunately, you know, the fact that we ended up losing George Floyd was not to be celebrated, but Derek Chauvin was served justice. He was found guilty on all of the charges that were presented to him. I don't think they've done the sentencing yet, but
I got a couple questions to pose to the room and to the listeners. So, does this make him, and him being Derek Chauvin, does this make him a martyr for the racists of the country? And my second question is, will we as black people see more reprimand for the passing of justice? Meaning, as, what is it, Dr. Umar?
Umar Johnson.
Yes, he did an interview on The Breakfast Club and
basically
part of that posed the question to the listeners of that radio show. Where is the follow-up from the POTUS in regards to protecting black people?
Right.
And so that's where my question kind of comes into play. Will we as black people see more reprimand for the past injustices, i.e. Trayvon, Breonna Taylor, for the more recent cases, and then we still have cases that are happening up until today,
like Andrew Brown,
which I am just now becoming privy to.
Yeah.
I will say this, with the whole George Floyd trial, I'm kind of on the fence of like on both sides of the thing. Well, I feel like it was justice in the sense that he was held accountable. But I don't feel like actual justice was made, because just right after Ma'Khia Brown got shot to hell.
Oh, you talking about Ma'Khia Bryant?
She got shot, and now we're hearing about Andrew
Brown.
Andrew Brown. So there really wasn't much justice, because it just continued. Again, what we did was just hold somebody accountable. Right. He's no martyr. Let's just keep it like that.
But to the community that is uplifting him, saying that he wasn't wrong. That's
okay. For the people who are saying that he wasn't wrong, you clearly didn't see the same video that we all saw. You clearly didn't see the same video that we all saw. There is no justifications. There's nothing that you can say that could try to justify why a man sat on a person's neck for 9 minutes. You cannot justify that, or whatever reason there would be. He's not a martyr. Will he get his ass tore up in jail? Absolutely. But he's no martyr. What was done was that he was held accountable, and accountability is like kryptonite. Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
Hey, he's in his own hot water.
Okay, he's in his own hot water right now. But
I wouldn't even think about Kevin Samuels.
Take his shout out away, but buddy.
Oh, okay. Like,
he's under fire himself.
He's under fire at the moment, but just that point in itself, accountability is like kryptonite, and I think that really goes for everybody. Like, people sometimes don't like taking accountability, and accountability feels like such an attack. When it feels like such an attack on yourself. Well, he knew what he was doing. It was a conscious act, and so now you will reap the consequences of your actions. You are no martyr, sir.
Okay. My opinion, to his community, they will probably see him as a martyr, because again, to them, he did no wrong. But for most sane people who were, including the jurors, they saw murder happen and he was held accountable. Now, the main reason why he was accountable, because it probably wouldn't have happened if the incident was not recorded by that teenager.
Yeah, if it was like early 2000s.
Yeah, he would have
got off scot free.
Yeah, he would have.
But because we live in a modern day and age, and
where the cell phones
are ever so present.
Ever so present.
Yes. So
there's nothing to it.
You can't refute video evidence.
Exactly. So with that in mind, I'm glad he was held accountable. I'm glad in his particular case justice was served. As far as justice,
I just personally don't like the fact that after the verdict was made, people are just like, oh yeah, the jury was bullied into. Oh, you want to say that
there was no bullying or coercion that could have happened.
Right.
You legit had a very diverse jury.
You had a very
for the case.
Not even diverse, because majority of that jury was white. So let's just keep it a being on that. Like, I think a common sense just went into place with this. Like,
and of course
that's what made the judgment. People saw it with their own eyes. Like, okay,
you have no remorse for what you did.
I can't sit here and say, yeah, you're not guilty when I saw it with my own eyes. Like,
so, in regards to that, yeah, I do hate the fact that we still are. Obviously we're suffering, and obviously we've had episodes about this where we keep saying, like, change needs to happen within the entire police system. I know it varies state by state, but it can be done. It really can be done if the people mobilize and we find a way to, I'm not going to say bully these politicians, but there has to be an understanding somewhere.
Somebody's going to have to bully the bully for them.
Apply the pressure.
Apply the damn pressure.
Yeah, continue to apply the pressure, obviously. I'm just saying that
fair exchange ain't never been a robbery.
yeah, as far as the stuff that continues to protect the police, like the police unions, those need to be dissolved. You need to get rid of qualified immunity. There's just so many things.
I'm about to say that's not going to happen until the underlying entity is dissolved itself, which is racism in this country.
Exactly, but still, those are just some of the things that we need to. I definitely will have to work on.
Who
What's
said
going
it?
on?
I'm trying to think of his name. He what is that reporter's name? He's white. His brother, Comio. What is his name?
Who you talking about? Is it like you said he's white, but is he like Fox News? Is he CNN?
I think it's CNN, not CNN, because no, he's
MSNBC.
Fuck, his brother is the mayor of New York.
Chris
Cuomo. Yeah, Chris Cuomo.
Yeah. Yes, okay, him. I don't know why the fuck I was having a brain fart, but yeah. Him, I think he made a very good point. He was like, nothing's gonna click in until people start getting into
I know what you're talking about.
Into the other
until
side.
It is the fact of whites
losing their children,
and
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not
I mean, we already look at Sandy Hook. That happened, and people still turn a blind eye to that.
No, they didn't turn a blind eye to it. They turned a eye to the Second Amendment, right? Mm-hmm. So every situation where it has been the other counterpart being the aggressor and transgressor, it's always been the policy in place that is the reason why something happened. Oh, there wasn't a mental health check or a current mental health check. There wasn't a check on the firearms. There wasn't a check on the security for the school, and not again having the person that committed the crime being held accountable. And I'm glad you all said that, because every instance where it has been a white or Caucasian life taking someone's life, they have been peacefully detained. Or it has been every other means other than a lethal means to stop the situation. But when it becomes a person of color, it's always gun first, or pepper spray to the gun, or every means to break down our demographic to portray us in a light that we are savages and beings that don't have any couth and substance.
Let's be very clear. Like, majority of like the modern massacres in which we know about of our generation, like the modern massacres or what have happened, has been happened by the hands of a white person. Mm-hmm. That's from like just the massacres in which I know of. That's Columbine. That's the Aurora shootings from where I'm from. That's Sandy Hook. That's the Boulder.
The Boulder, Colorado shooting. The Batman shooting.
The Batman
Las Vegas shooting.
Las Vegas shooting. All of
the
those
Miami shooting.
The Miami shooting. That's have all been on the hands of a white person. But then you see these, the cops are mandating them and properly taking care of them.
It was
but you don't see.
It was recent. The guy, he had just shot somebody, and the tabloids were taking pictures where the police officers were giving him bottles of water. He's in handcuffs, and they giving him water, giving him the pamper treatment instead of opening.
And then people are gonna be like, of course, they're gonna automatically assume like, well, he complied. He was complying. Honey, comply to what? He just shot.
But look at the officer in Virginia who was literally pleading and saying, hey, I'm scared for my life because I don't know if y'all are going to open fire on me. He gets pepper sprayed and you're going to take a ride on the white light, and if you don't... What?
But you know what the cop's reason was for that? Because he didn't slow down when the lights was on.
Well, yeah, because he put it into a well-lit area because he wanted people to see what the heck was about to happen.
Well, exactly, in a well-lit area. You know, I saw that video and the cops was just lying out his ass. Like, you can tell, like, at a certain point, these cops just really like to lie out their ass.
He asked him, he said, why am I being pulled over? And legit, the honest and prevalent answer to that question would have been, because I wanted to. Honestly,
Well,
or
y'all
if
know
we're
how
being
that
real,
He could've
because
been-
you're black
Because you're
and you
black.
have a nice vehicle.
Yeah.
Or you could have just like his reason was because he literally said this. He said, I understand that you were trying to get to a safety spot, but it took too long.
Again, i.e. because I wanted to.
Yeah.
It took too long to make sure that I was in a safety spot, so we're both not in fucking traffic. Okay.
Because I've seen people get pulled over middle of the highway, and you just like it shut traffic down. And you're just like, why would you pull them over right there? But if you don't stop right then and there, then you never know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. That being said, when it comes to the situation of, will this change things or will it start to change things? I think the more that we have these cameras and in these police's faces, and I'm not talking about their body cams, I'm talking about bystanders being actually able to see what the police are actually doing, so that way these the peers won't be the first people to say or take the police at face value. They'll be able to say like, okay, clearly these police are lying on their reports. But I would hope that with the way the technology has advanced, that we're able to utilize this that way. It starts to show that police need to be held accountable. But that goes back to my Juneteenth episode, that the system itself needs to change and that more training needs to be provided or
my thing is just for me personally, it's just like, how do you change something that was never really meant to be yours to begin with?
Well, that's what I was saying, like, or it just needs to be an entire breakdown and the system needs to be revamped.
I was gonna say, we're still going based off of doctrines that were created back in the 1700s.
So that's why I was just giving those examples of like, okay, either more training needs to be provided or we just need a revamped system entirely.
We just need
especially with the whole like Ma'Khia Bryant situation. Now that situation for me was very nuanced, but it led back to the same conclusion. I'm like, there needs to be some sort of training because it just seems, regardless of the situations that happened that led up to the poor girl losing her life.
Ma'Khia Bryant, and
just,
that Republican Candace Owens, she always has some shit to say.
Fuck her.
Fuck her. But that's on facts. Like,
her opinion is shit.
Your opinion is shit. I would say some crazy shit up on here, okay? But I'm not gonna do it.
I apologize for the language, but like, no, seriously,
I'm not even gonna do it.
Fuck her. And what's the other? Fuck Tommy Lauren too. Like both of those.
Lauren?
They can kiss my ass.
Tommy Lauren,
but
sit your little ass down. I'm very disappointed. I'm not even gonna hold you. I am actually kind of disappointed in Kamala Harris. I'm very disappointed in Kamala Harris.
Her response to Tim Scott. Now I am disappointed, but I understood why she didn't curtailed her response the way she did, because she is unfortunately the vice president of the United States. So it's like, yeah, I'm disappointed the way that you said that.
Okay, let's get into the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. No, George Floyd did not give his life
right
to have something.
Now that I had a sincere problem with. I was like, come on.
Let's not confuse it. Like, even Tim Scott, sir, you have not shit to say. You clearly don't actually realize
America is not a racist country.
It
Boy,
is.
What?
That's the thing. And this is what I had a problem. I'm like, Tim Scott, you yourself said that you were profiled multiple times, and you're a Republican. How in the hell is America not a racist country? Now, granted,
there was a whole battle on the Confederacy and the ideals and doctrine of being a Confederate. What?
Yeah, yeah. So
like the entire America was based off nasty ideology. So it's just
we'll leave it at that.
Nasty ideology.
We'll leave it at that.
Leave it at that. But Kamala, come on now, Harris.
Yeah,
I understand that you're the vice president, but please be the vice president And Amanda Seales, I'm not even gonna hold you. She kind of just said it. She was like, "That was embarrassing." I'm not even gonna hold you, because we voted for you. We voted for you to get this shit to get Joe and get his shit together. But we not about to do this shit now.
Yeah, I still think that they're working towards that. I mean, there could obviously be more work to be done because the George Floyd actual bill that they have, granted, I understand that there's a lot of provisions in there that Kamala pushed for. I'm just like, well, it's stuck in the Senate right now, so you know how that go.
It always gets stuck in the center because one, they're gonna be basing it off like, okay, first of all, Kamala did this shit, so we gonna have to really evaluate this. But in all reality, there shouldn't be much evaluations because as quick as
the anti-Asian hate crime.
As they did that anti-Asian hate crime thing.
Technically, that was not really an actual bill. That was just more of a symbolic statement. So that's why that was able to pass by so quickly.
But, I mean, it's still one in the same.
Yeah, it's still
it was still passed.
Yeah, you still passed it fairly quickly and didn't give it a second thought.
They passed the bill for the Native Americans, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was something in the lines that those who were born of Native American descent and of the original tribes, meaning from way back when 1770, all that bull, well, not bull, but you know what I'm saying,
all that good stuff.
They were they have been given the I guess you could call it sovereign immunity towards anything that happens towards their community. They passed that one a little bit quicker.
Okay.
And then they also passed the one about the LGBTQ plus community.
There are some
they passed that one a lot quicker.
I was going to say that was an extension of the Civil Rights Bill. But
there are some scholarships and even some colleges that will accept you for free, just for the simple fact that you are of Native American descent.
Yes.
Well,
I say all of that to say all of those doctrines and bills were passed way quicker and actually protected those within those communities. But there's, again, Dr. Umar said it, has not been anything to protect African Americans within this country. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it boils down to. You are still basically stating that the killing and
we acknowledge it, but we're not going to take action of
and taking of African American lives is acceptable as a means to live within this country.
Well, yeah, and in all honesty, there were a few things that Dr. Umar, and this is why I don't like. I'm not gonna say that I don't believe him. It's just that some things that I take with nuance with him because I know that sometimes he likes to.
He can be outlandish.
Yeah, he can be outlandish and can leave some stuff out because. Or leave some stuff out. Excuse me, I done mumbled that. But when it comes to Biden, because there was a lot of people who was on Instagram on that particular post saying what has Biden done for black people so far, and I have to remind them. I'm like, y'all are quick to forget some of the EOs that he wrote for specifically to protect black people, especially in housing. That being said, an executive order is not a bill, so that's why I'm looking at the Senate like, what the f are y'all doing here? You need to apply some more pressure, Biden.
I don't know
you can
what
apply
it is.
some more
It's like
pressure.
it seems like every time we ask a bill for blacks, it's like they always want to stall some shit. Why are y'all stalling?
I don't know. That being said, I will also, and I know that a lot of people, some people didn't realize that, but that 1.8 trillion stimulus package for the American Rescue Plan, a lot of that was targeting black farmers because of the way that, black farmers have been prejudiced in the farming industry. Now, do I think it's long overdue? Yes, but I'm actually glad that he was able to at least put some protections and give them some funds so that way they would be able to operate the way that they're supposed to. Because too often, black farmers especially have been taken advantage of. And that goes all the way back to sharecroppers after the Civil War. But
what actually needs to happen.
Yeah, we still got a lot of work to do.
We got a lot of work to do, but Joe, get rid of my loans.
Yes, that is something that
100% agreed.
Has been given a lot of light here recently is student loan forgiveness. But I don't know if y'all have seen the article or have heard about it, but there is an article that was released basically stating that Bill Gates is in the process of trying to dim the sun.
How?
So he gonna blow us up. Like, you see this shit? Like, you see this shit? Like,
I don't
white
know
people stop touching shit. Like, y'all don't need to touch no more shit.
I read
okay?
like the opening paragraph to the article, but it basically was saying that he is partnering with another company to, I guess, dim the sun in the effect to kind of reverse global warming. But one, I don't know if y'all have watched the show Snowpiercer or The 100, but those two shows basically entail what happens when man tries to stop what nature is supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It basically leads to a mass freeze, or i.e. ice age, which we all know happened, quote unquote, previously. But by dimming the sun, which is basically what the article was talking about, would cause the globe and the but the globe to go into a freeze over.
So another ice age.
Pretty much.
Okay, so Bill Gates, cut it out. Cut it out. Don't touch no more shit. Just be about your day. You already rich, sonny.
But he also does have a very influential pull in crops and sharecrops and things of the like. I'm telling y'all, do y'all research on this, man.
I mean, that's fine, but
I
I'm
hear
not about to
all
freeze
of this,
over.
and I hear a lot of population control being in the works.
That's a conspiracy theory that's been going on for quite some time, but I am not saying that I don't believe that. I'm just, I just
really wish people just leave nature alone.
Yeah.
And just let it do what it's supposed to do. Because one of these days, I feel God's wrath is just about to just be imminent. And like, you keep messing with my shit. God's gonna be like, okay, keep messing with my shit, and I'm gonna show you what's supposed to happen. Okay, with this shit. Okay.
So yeah, I think this is a good time to wrap up. But before we do, just want to congratulate all of the high school seniors who made a decision on College Decision Day. I am really extremely proud of you. I did not make my decision on Decision Day back when I was in high school, because I definitely chose Hampton like a couple weeks before I was even supposed to move in. But for those of you who are out there, who've made a decision, congrats to you. Continue to work hard. When you go to college, just remember, to stay focused. Have fun, try to keep it balanced, but please stay focused and don't lose that focus, because if you do, it can derail very, very, very fast. And college itself is, once you get derailed, college can become a trap. It's already itself a scam in certain parts. So please, 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 just stay focused on your studies, but also just remember to have fun. Enjoy these next 4, 5, or 6 years, and some people might be going for 8, depending on what your degree is. Just enjoy these next few years. You'll never see them again, but have as much fun as you possibly can. But it's important that you grow as a person throughout these years. That is what is really going to be most important, is how are you going to grow as a person, and what are you going to do in that next step. Now, for those of you who are graduating this May, congrats, you have made it to the next step. Honestly, I'm not going to sit here and ask, what's next for you, because that's a terrible question. But still, think about your next steps and what you want to do. Have a plan. If that means taking a break from school, cool. If that means going straight into grad school, excellent. If that means, going to work with whatever company that hired you, excellent. If it means doing something different, like joining the military, excellent. Just take the time out.
Have a plan and see it through.
Yes, but celebrate the accomplishment. College is a major accomplishment. You getting a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree or a master's or a doctorate, that is exemplary. So
take advantage of every opportunity you can in college. Like, your college experience is that one experience you're not going to get back. So take full advantage of it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So
before we break, how y'all feel about this shortage on chicken?
Yeah,
I still got my
heard
pack
about
of chicken
that.
in my freezer, so I'm not.
Likewise.
I still got my
I
pack
got my
of chicken in
chicken,
the
but
freezer, so
I'm talking about, think about, like, the summertime grilling and all that stuff. If we ain't got no chicken, what do we got?
I don't know. I was gonna say because I know a lot of us don't eat pork, and then a lot of us cut back on red meat. So
a lot of us cut back on red meat. So do you feel like as the years go on that like people are really gonna transition into being plant-based eaters?
The way it's going, they really aren't going to have a choice.
Yeah.
If it's either going to do one or two things. It's going to force you to re-dive back into eating red meat, i.e. beef and pork, or it's going to make you see the other side, which is being vegan or pescatarian or whatever the sense may be. But I really do think that all of these shortages are ploys to coddle the mass to one way of thinking. And I say that to say, like we said, you do have people who are strictly plant-based. They don't look towards chicken, fish, things of the sort as their primary means of gaining protein.
Mm-hmm.
Then you do also have the other side of it. People are going to have to look to other means, i.e. turkey, like I said, probably rediving back into beef, pork. Chicken is the top, source of protein for a lot of families and their diets. So going back to a plant-based diet is gonna possibly be in the likelihood coming up in the next 5 to 10 years, especially with the whole pandemic and everything that's been going on. It's very likely that people will have to hint upon vegan-based diets.
Interesting indeed.
All my weed smokers, make sure y'all get your backwoods because they about to sell them out no more. They about to get rid of them bitches.
Well,
Newport folks, yeah.
They get rid of those too, so figure it out.
Cigarettes.
All right, guys. So, with that, again, this is a good time to go ahead and sign off. Any black businesses that you guys want to highlight real quick?
Any black businesses, you say?
Yeah, black businesses, black podcasts,
Yeah, I already know. I'm going to already promote a Juicing Life Bar. It's located in Newport News. It's black owned. It's a vegan spot. And they sell sea moss and smoothies. Their smoothies are absolutely amazing. They also have a salad bar, so definitely go check that out too. So, yeah.
Bet. Now, this is just from what I heard, but I heard that Peninsula Skating Rink in Newport News is now black owned. I have to verify my sources here to be sure that that's absolutely true. But if that's the case, excellent. I would definitely be checking out Peninsula Skating Rink in Newport News sooner rather than later. Definitely need to get back into the groove of skating. I haven't skated in a while, and I definitely want to learn how to skate, not professionally, but still be able to do all the tricks and whatnot that I see other people are able to do. I was never one person to ever learn, so I'm hoping it's not too late to learn. That being said, to the shout outs for the podcast is here, of course. Shout out to Relatable versus Debatable with Charvon, Sappy, and Hey Ty. I'm looking forward to seeing them next week whenever the birthday rolls around. Shout out to the session with Jay and Trey. They should be coming back sometime soon. I'm looking forward to that. They took a little break, but definitely shout out to them. As always, shout out to the Blaname Podcast. Shout out to Worst Generation Podcast, all 9 of y'all. Shout out to Black Anime. And shout out to Mic Check Waifu. They've been really hitting with these podcasts lately. Worst Generation is supposed to be coming back for season 3 soon. So if you are an anime head, definitely check them out whenever you get the opportunity. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else on the black Truth and Transparency Podcast, as always, definitely check them out. Trying to see if there's anybody else that I want to shout out real quick. Oh, Inside the Mind of a Blurred. Definitely shout out to my boy Scuba Steve. He definitely helped me out on some game with Discord. So in the event that I get a chance to record with my anime family or with my Nerve or my Blur family, I don't have to worry about doing it over Zoom. I can just do it over Discord, and that will save me a headache. So yeah, definitely shout out to them. Shout out to Talk No Jutsu. And I think that's all the black podcasts that I'm shouting out, at least right now. And if I forget you, of course, again, charge it to my head and not my heart. Y'all know how I am. Y'all know how I feel about my black businesses and my black podcast. With that, if there is nothing else, once again, as always, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Be sure that you follow us on Instagram at Chaotic Culture Pod and follow us on Twitter at Chaotic_Culture. You can like and follow the Chaotic Culture Podcast on Facebook as well. Be sure you follow me, Ked the Pro, that's K3D the Pro, on Instagram and on Twitter. You can follow Law at L.JR_96 on Instagram and on Twitter at Law96_. And you can follow NASA on Instagram and Twitter at _CallMeNasa. Be sure that you check us out on all streaming platforms. This includes Apple, Spotify, Google, Breaker, Overcast, whatever your platform may be. Or if you have the Anchor app, you can definitely check us out through Anchor.fm. Once again, I appreciate you all for joining us for another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Please be sure that if you are interested in the vaccine, that you get vaccinated.
Do your research.
Yes. Please continue to give 6 feet.
Or catch 2 feet.
Yes. Wear a mask. Wash your hands, wash your face, wash your ass.
That way. Brush your teeth.
That too. Nobody likes young mouth. I'm seeing too many people my age already starting to lose teeth. Unless it is your wisdom teeth, you shouldn't be losing teeth at this age. I'm just gonna look. That's just all I got to say. Maybe it's because my brother's a dentist. I don't know, but that's just pure. That's just regular hygiene. So yeah, and I appreciate you all for joining us again for another edition of the Chaotic Culture Podcast. Be sure that you continue to check us out. Check out all previous episodes. Definitely check out the interviews that we had. We had 3 interviews in a row. We're gonna have some more special guests coming through to this podcast soon, and very, very, very soon. Once again, I appreciate you all. Thank you. I love you. Be blessed. Be safe. God is love. Deuces.
1.
Look, it's chaos in these streets, so let's talk about it, please. Let's hold some conversation. You see where I'm coming from. Yes, it's so amazing. Go ahead, get comfortable. You can grab a seat, take a load off your feet. Yeah, welcome to the table. We don't tell no lies over here. This ain't no fable. We just live our lives over here. We ain't no angels. We just shine our light over here. We got the power. We just showing love over here. 'Cause everybody needs some.